What's going on, guys? So today we're going to do a quick little review on a new machine that I have recently acquired. And before I start this video, I just want to give you guys a quick little disclaimer, so to say. This YouTube channel is not associated or affiliated with any manufacturer or any brand machine. The views and opinions that I give you guys are my views and my opinions alone. So basically, no manufacturer is giving me a free machine or paying me in any certain way. Everything that I tell you guys is the opinion of myself and myself alone. That could change in the future, but as of right now, I have no sponsorship whatsoever. So, with that being said, I want to dive right into the Anfibio Multi made by Nokta Makro.
I keep those right there.
Now, as many of you know, I have been a XP user for quite some time. I bought a DS when they first came out, and I haven't really switched to any other brand machine. When I got this machine in the mail, just got it yesterday actually, but when I got this machine in the mail and I unboxed it, right away, as soon as I started putting it together, I started seeing things that I liked. So let's dive right into it and get started. And if you guys don't want to see this review, we are going to use this live in the field about midway through the video to see how it performs. So if you don't want to watch the reviews and see the pros and cons, then just fast forward on into the live scenario and watch the sticks and relics. Either way, we appreciate y'all for coming along, and we hope that this video helps you make an informative decision on your next detective purchase. So right out of the box, I noticed the rugged build and the quality of this machine. This thing is like, I'll tell you this, when the engineers made this machine at Nokta, they really sat down and drew out their plan and scratched their heads together, and they came out with a magnificent machine. This thing right here has a ton of features on it that I wish other manufacturers would incorporate into their technology. All right, the fact that it breaks down into 28 inches is spot on perfect. I mean, this is multi-purpose in this length. So you can cram it in a bag, you can carry it on your carry-on on the plane if you're flying out of country, out of state, or whatever. You don't have to put it in your checked luggage and worry about it getting thrown around and beat and frammed. Stick it right in a backpack or in a small suitcase, put it right over top of your head in the plane, and you're good to go. I like the cam locks on the bottom. So I'm gonna call these quick locks. I don't actually know the technical term of these, but these quick locks, you just pop them down, adjust it to the length that you want it, lock it back in, and you're good to go. There's no plastic, twisty cam locks with the little silver springy things, none of that. Really quick, really easy to collapse it or deploy it in the field. The next biggest thing that I saw that I really like is the arm cuff. With most arm cuffs, you either A, can't adjust them at all because the arm cuff is made into the shaft. B, it's got a screw in it, a Phillips or a flathead, so you've got to carry a screwdriver with you, or either do it before you leave the house. Or C, they have the bolt with the wing nut attachment on it, so you pull the bolt out, you slide the arm cuff up and down the shaft, you slide the bolt and the wing nut back on. That was a good design. However, over a period of time, I've noticed that those arm cuffs tend to get a little wobble in them. So when you're swinging your machine, you can kind of feel the arm cuff twisting back there. Well, when the engineers made this one, this is what I was saying earlier, they really put their heads together and came up with a great design. Now, I don't know what this thing is called, so I'm gonna call this a quick lock also, but you just unlock it, slide the arm cuff wherever you want it, lock it back in, and it's good to go. I mean, it's there, there's no wobble in it. That right there is like the best thing since sliced bread, in my opinion. because if your arm on the back isn't comfortable, you're not going to be comfortable swinging the machine all day long. You know, you got to have a good, comfortable position in the back, and you know, everybody's built different, and that is a great design, in my opinion. There's the big 11-inch coil. You know, that is super cool. They send you a big coil. You don't get something too small. You don't get something too big. You know, that's just right. An 11-inch coil is just about perfect for every scenario that you're going to hunt. And I know that they do make a bigger coil and a smaller coil, you know, if you so choose to purchase either one of those. The fact that the plugs on the back of the case are waterproof is a great design feature. You know, not only is the plug on the cord waterproof, but the plugs themselves on the back of the unit are waterproof. So with a lot of machines, you know, if your cord jack comes unscrewed a little bit, there's a chance of water seeping into your head unit, and then you got to send it off and get it fixed. But with this machine, both plugs are waterproof. So your coil's waterproof, your head unit's waterproof. So even if water does get in, it's not going to affect the machine any. That's a great design feature. What else is there? There's the fact of the external battery pack. So you can buy an external battery pack. I do not have one. I have not tried one, but I will be trying one shortly to put here on the bottom to extend the life of your machine. So as many of you know, machines that are rechargeable either have a battery pack built into the coil or have a battery pack built into the head unit or somewhere on the machine. But once it dies, that's it. You know, either you've got to use an emergency pack, you know, with the little USB cord, you know, like you charge your phone with when you're on a trip. You got to throw it in your truck, or you got to go back home and recharge the machine. So Makro actually has the external battery pack. Mounts on the bottom. It extends the battery life. I do not know by how much. I have not looked into that, but I know that that is an option, and that is another great design feature. I like the big screen. You know, you have no problem whatsoever seeing this screen. Nice big screen. The buttons on it are rubberized. They're very easy to push, very easy to control. You know, especially when it's cold outside and you've got gloves on. You know, when you have gloves, it's hard to push buttons like on your camera, on your phone, on your machine. They made these buttons raised and very easy to push. You don't have to apply hardly any pressure to change your settings. I mean, it's very simple, very easy to use, and again, another nice design feature. Two more things that I can think of off the top of my head. So if you guys watched my video before on the Simplex, I talked a little bit about the handle on the shaft. So with the Simplex, the handle is just pitched up just a little bit too much, and it does put some strain on your wrist. You know, after you swing it all day, it is a light machine, but the angle of the grip is just a little too high. Well, when they made the Anfibio Multi, it is actually pitched down perfectly. You could not ask for it to be any better. With the adjustable arm cuff and the way that thing is pitched, you have no fatigue in your wrist or your back arm or your shoulders whatsoever. Other thing is the headphones. So I like the lightness of the headphones. So these headphones are super light. I mean, I could compare them to like XP's WS4s. You know, they don't mount on the back of your head, but they do go over top of the head, but they are light. They're not heavy. They're not like squeezing your brains out, you know, super tight on your head. They fit nice and neat, nice and comfortably. You know, the thickness of the foam really kind of muffles your ears and gives you a good quality sound. For me personally, you know, I was in construction for many years and I didn't wear my PPE like I was supposed to. So a lot of times, you know, when I was out in the field, I wouldn't have earplugs in. And unfortunately, over the years of not doing what I was supposed to do, I caused some damage to my hearing. So I cannot hear quite as good as most can. So for me, you know, when I turn the machine on, this is the only con that I have on the machine whatsoever. So when I turn the machine on and I turn the volume all the way up, the sound sounds a little muffled. And again, that is not a design flaw, that is a personal flaw. You know, that is from me not wearing earplugs, me having ear damage, and you know, myself just not being able to hear quite like I could in the past. So I wish there was like a, and I don't really know if there's even anything like this, but like another set of headphones that like amplified the sound a little bit better. There's really only been a couple of brand of headphones that I've ever been able to use that were real high pitched like that. The Grey Ghost Platinums that they just came out with a couple years ago that had the higher end speakers in them. You know, I could hear that fine. I mean, that was nice, loud, crisp. There was also an ugly set of yellow headphones. I think they were called Nugget Busters. They were made for elderly people and people that were into the gold prospecting hobby, you know, so they could hear those little teeny tiny nuggets at a louder pitch. Those headphones were great. They were great for me, except, you know, they were big, bright yellow headphones. I like the fact that they're wireless also, and how they link up to the machine. Now, with that being said, I'm only going to talk about one more thing before we jump into the field and see what we can find with this machine. Now, if you guys watch my videos, or if you haven't seen the video, scroll back about a dozen, 14, 15 videos or so, and look at the video of the Simplex versus the ORX in the test garden back here. You know, we buried a bunch of targets. I did them live so everybody could see that we were burying them at certain depths. I threw some iron in there. Since then, I've added a mercury dime at about 15 inches over underneath some square nails. And every machine that I've used on that test garden, basically, it will hit almost everything in there except for the mercury dime at 14 inches under the square nails. Now, most machines will struggle with that. You know, a small target, high conductivity target under a bunch of iron, most any machine is going to struggle with that regardless. When I took the Anfibio out of the box yesterday, okay, I came out here in the backyard. I read no manuals, I watched no YouTube videos. It's just, I simply operated it off of past experience of using machines. And real quickly, I noticed that I think that the 3-tone on this machine is like the Deus Fast. You know, so 3-tone is like a, if you're in a real heavy iron infested area and you want to pick out those high tones in the iron, 3-tone is perfect. It's not good for depth, but it's great for discrimination purposes. Now, 4, 5, deep, and 2-tone, however, wow. I mean, I am like blown away impressed. On 2-tone, on 4-tone, and on deep mode, the Anfibio Multi hits that mercury dime at 14 to 15 inches under a bed of square nails like butter. Like, no joke, this will probably be my next go-to machine. I am super impressed by the design, the durability, the features that this machine holds, and I am really excited to go try it in the field. So that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to pack up the machine, we're going to load up the truck, we're going to hit the road, and we're going to go see if we can dig some relics with the new Anfibio Multi. All right, guys, so today I'm on a super historic site. I got permission here not too long ago. Came out here with a couple friends, found a 1830s bust half dime, I believe. Several very fancy flat buttons have come off this site. This is the first time I've been able to get out here since I had my head cold and all that, so I'm really excited to get back out here. I brought Thomas Barnes along with me, a good friend of mine. He runs Evolved Outdoor Expeditions, and we're gonna see if we can't recover some history. So I'm gonna put you guys in the bag, and the first good signal we come across, we'll get it on video. So we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, so I got a really good signal on the, I'm using the Nokta Makro Anfibio today. I got a really good signal. It's hitting at 93, and I see the edge of it. So I'm pretty sure that this is either going to be a coin or a button. I'm going to pick you guys up, let you see the numbers on the Anfibio. I'll cut the headphones off so you guys can hear it, and then we'll recover together. So move a shovel, flip these off here. Yeah. Flip these off. Should have sound now. Yep. All right. So I'm running program 3. I got my gain on about 75. I got my disc discrimination on about 5. Haven't really touched anything else in the settings. So I'll let you guys listen to it, and then we'll recover together. So it's a solid 93, 92, 93, hitting dead money. We'll go ahead and see what we got. So it's right here. You can see the edge there. See what we got. Looks like we're gonna have a largie. Yep, definitely a largie. There's an 18. Looks like 1850. Sweet, man. It's got a hole in it. Adds some character to it. Got a beautiful green patina on it. Sweet. We're gonna throw that in a pouch. Get back at it. See y'all at the next hole. A 55 on the Anfibio, and it's right here somewhere. Right here. Got a nice little flat button there, looks like. See if it's got a kind of shank it's got on it. Looks, yep, so that's going to be a tomback. So this is a spun back tomback. This is definitely 1700s all day long. You can see the little, I don't know if it's very photogenic or not, but right under the shank there, it looks like there's a cone underneath the shank. So that's what's referred to as a tomback button. The later ones were just flat buttons. They just had a like a soldered, you know, shank on the back of the flat button. So that's pretty cool, man. We'll definitely take that all day long. That matches the rest of the site. All right, well, just got a little 65 signal. Pop the plug out, and there she lays. Looks like a little flat button to me. Could be a kind of a fancy little. Yeah, this is definitely a yes. Well, that could be a two-piece button. Actually, I think that is a two-piece button. It seems kind of heavy, but the way the back looks, I believe that I see an edge of a rim, and just the way the shank looks on it, I believe that's a two-piece. Not sure what it is. It could just be a plain face civilian button, but we'll get it cleaned up, and we'll get it at the end of the video. And if it's got an eagle or anything super special on it, we'll let you guys know. All right, so I just got a little, it was hitting kind of low actually, 75. I've already dug it. I didn't know what it was. I know it was silver, but I thought it was a button actually. I've got Pete here with me. He's going to kind of explain to you guys what this is. So let me take you in here and show it to you real quick. So it's definitely a silver cuff link.
Yep.
But it's got a certain name, and I'm going to let him explain that to you.
Yeah, so this is probably early to mid 1700s. It's called the Tudor Rose, which is definitely British, and it was, you know, meant to like represent the monarch and stuff. So this is definitely hand etched, you can see, but it's full silver all the way around. That thing is beautiful. I mean, you can see behind it, it's octagon shaped. I mean, that's really, really awesome. And look, I mean, we'll show you some of the stuff. I mean, we're pulling pipe stems right off the surface, so you know we're on an old site. I mean, there's nothing else out here. Just we've been pulling pipe stems, and I've got a couple of odds and ends. I got a fork, the tongue from a buckle. So we're gonna keep at it until we can't see.
Yeah, we finally hit a good one, so we're gonna keep at it. And if I get the other side of the cuff link, we'll get that on video with you guys. See you guys on the next hole. All right, so I just dug a nice little piece of Colonial shoe buckle. So I have quickly learned that everything in here that we're hearing is period to the site. There is no trash in here whatsoever, which is very unusual, but I'm not complaining one bit. So this is either going to be a shoe buckle or a knee buckle. It's probably a knee buckle. Looks a little small to be a shoe buckle. It's got that nice ornate edge around it. Definitely throw that in a pouch. Get back at it. All right, so Pete just got him a good little find here.
So we think we might have got it looks like it has a shank on there. This is really early. It might have had a stone in it. See how it's rough on the outside? Probably held a stone, but that is really probably, I'm just going to take a guess, somewhere between 1700 and 1720. But it might be later than that, but I'm just going to venture a guess. Based on the stuff we've been finding, it's got to be right in that range. So hopefully there's more stuff out here. Probably 1700s is my guess.
Oh, yep.
You see it?
Yep. So Pete here just got a little find. Now I have personally I found 2 of these just like this, and I have been told that these date between like 1680 and 1730, somewhere in that range. So this is a button. It's definitely got a stone in it. So it's, you know, it would either be an emerald or, you know, a piece of, you know, green glass that they real rough cut and stuck in there. Man, that's a really good find.
Yeah,
dude.
that's really awesome.
That's very early.
So we're on a pretty good site. We had to hit it at the end of the day, of course.
Of course.
But we're gonna hit it until we can't see.
So right there I've got a 55, but before I dig that, check it out. There's a pipe stem on top of the ground. So this is like the 6th one that I found here. That's sweet, man. We're on a good one. Let's get back at it. Got a 59 here. Try to find it together. It's right in here, whatever it is. Oh, there it is. So here, so we got us a piece of melted lead is what it looks like. Definitely take it. See what else we can find. All right, guys, so I just dug another copper. It hit a 92, 93 on the Anfibio. I've already cleaned it off because I actually thought it was something else. But it's it turns out it looks like it's an 1880 is what it looks like to me. No, 1830. I thought it was 1880. It's actually 1830. Check that dude out. I mean, it's beautiful patina. So that's 2 coppers that are out of this field. And we have Thomas here, Thomas Barnes is here from Evolved Outdoor Expeditions. We've got Scott McIntyre, which is recovery addict, and then somewhere way over yonder is Pete Sorrell with Adirondack Detecting. So we're going to get back at it and hopefully find some more.